So I have seen all I need to see. I am 100% convinced that ADA is setting a new all-time high in this market cycle. This isn't a guarantee. This isn't financial advice or anything like that. But then the question lies is how high can ADA in fact go? I've seen some people talk about, modest growth in terms of price. And I think there's a couple scenarios that could play out for ADA that could lead us to prices that people are not expecting. And I want to talk about these with you guys. I'm Luckside. Welcome to the channel. If you guys are new or haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Hit that bell again. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So I've only filmed my ADA videos about 20 minutes apart here. And you guys can see that ADA is doing significantly better than it was just 20 minutes ago, right? We've climbed over another percent. We're looking very good. I'd love to see ADA try to push the top of this liquidity gap and maybe start our breakout extension. So this is all looking great. And this is why I've said that people calling ADA dead and Cardano dead and nothing's going to happen, all the talk, right? It just didn't make any sense. People are making way too many judgment calls on not great times in the market. They did the same thing during the bear market. I remember people doing it all the way back here. People got really quiet around here because ADA was one of the better early market performers. In fact, it did about a 4x from its cycle low, which was very exciting, or its bear market low. And then they started talking crap in the crypto summer where times are boring and nobody's doing anything and we're just bleeding market cap throughout the space. And then we see what ADA's done now. It's surged back with vengeance, and we have all these exciting things snowballing, leading to some nice movements in price. And so now that we're getting, again, close to alt season, close to some of the biggest times of adoption in crypto, I want to start talking more about these highs and how fast this can happen and what needs to take place for us to reach certain price levels. So the all-time high for ADA is somewhere around, what is it, like 310, 315, somewhere in there. And I think that that's going to happen. All right. And it's a question of when is it going to happen? My projections have been sometime around, March, April, May. Maybe it happens sooner. Maybe it happens later. We'll have to wait and see. But this is, if it only stops at a new all-time high just past year, we'd be looking at, modest growth in terms of the Cardano ecosystem, not much traction being gained, maybe some other blockchains gaining some dominance and up-and-comers really cementing themselves. That is what I think would have to happen for ADA to kind of be stuck around its prior all-time high. And I don't think that that's the case at all, right? I think that, ADA, a very modest growth cycle would be very surprising with the amount of developments and the amount of partnerships that have been made that are very big things for this world. And just the simple growth that we're going to see in this market cycle, frankly, is enough to push ADA to a new all-time high. All right. We're going to see hundreds of millions of new people enter the space. We're about to see hundreds of billions to trillions of dollars enter the space. And remember, ADA has done quite well at the times where that growth is hitting the market. All right. March was your best indication of that. We're starting to see a little bit of it now, but still most of this is just new capital entering the space. And I really want to show people we're not even close to the height of excitement and even the height of searches in terms of ADA compared to where we were last market cycle. And that's, I think, a pretty big indication of about what is to come. So let's talk about even bigger growth, right? My projections for this market cycle have been in these two ranges. So first of all, that's a 400% move in terms of ADA. All right. Very strong, very exciting move. So this is where my projection has been, somewhere between $7 to $15 ADA. That would not surprise me at all. And then this would be 1,000% move versus a 2,400% move. All right. So this right here would be, you see stable coins enter the Cardano ecosystem. You start to see more traction in terms of retail stuff, but that's about it. Okay. Basically, Cardano has been built so well, people start utilizing the infrastructure. It becomes a more retail adoptable chain, and you start to see people actually utilizing it. This is the big stuff that people have complained about. TVL, daily active users, transactions, all these things, right? This is where ADA catches up. We'll say catches up to the rest of the market, right? Now let's talk about $15 ADA. $15 ADA, I think, is if you start to see us tapped in much bigger ways by institutional money. Maybe, I don't want to talk about that yet. Institutional money entering Cardano, you start to see more utility around the world. For example, we've had the discussion about potentially election systems, right? Where obviously have the partnership with Argentina. Basically, Cardano infrastructure starts to get used in a much bigger way. And again, $15 will put us somewhere around that $500 million market cap. That would not surprise me either, because a lot of these partnerships, they're actually being put into place now. They're developing utility and they will be used in this market cycle. It's a question of what extent. Okay. That's the big question. And that's why I think this range makes the most sense. You know, why I'm here and not down here is we have to remember what was not present last market cycle. We didn't have smart contracts. People weren't developing dApps and things like that at the same rate that they are currently. So the Cardano ecosystem is robust. We've just been waiting for the boom in terms of users. And that time comes later on in the market cycle. And so that's why I think we're going to get this push from that additional demand of ADA. And this range would make the most sense. Now, where things get very, very wild is this range up here of around $25. We're talking about 4,000% gain from where we're at currently. All right. And again, this there's no guarantees. I'm not saying this is for sure going to happen, but at this range, excuse me, when we start talking about $25 ADA, we're talking about major pieces of infrastructure throughout the world utilizing the Cardano blockchain, whether that be voting systems, whether that be NASA utilizing Cardano in a much bigger way than inventory management, enterprises really utilizing and adopting the Cardano ecosystem to develop their pieces of infrastructure as well. Again, I'll reference partner chains. Partner chains, I think, is a big thing for enterprise that you haven't really seen yet, but will start to see as this cycle goes on. If that is hit in a big way, and then you start talking about things like Cardano or ADA spot ETFs, which I'm sure some people are going to say, oh, it's not possible, it's never going to happen, blah, blah, blah. Well, this industry can change very quickly. And the point I want to make is none of these are out of the realm of possibility or reality. These are all things that can happen in this market cycle, right? We could be all the way down to $3. It's a very short road to 25. All right. And this isn't to create hopium or anything like that, but what Cardano has developed is big. It's very big. It's game-changing stuff. It's world-changing stuff. And stuff that frankly is ahead of a lot of its competitors, most of its competitors. And it would not surprise me as we move into a more blockchain-driven era if you start to see the Cardano blockchain used in a big way. And bigger use means bigger optics means bigger FOMO, and that means bigger prices. So hopefully this snowball takes off like this. I'd love to see $25 ADA. Hell, I'd love to see $7 ADA. But I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. How far do you think Cardano gets in this market cycle? Do you think we get this kind of traction? And what prices do you think are going to be hitting ADA in the future? Have a great day. Show your love below. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.